Hey YouTube, Heart of Flesh Rolling with you once again. Open challenge, as the title says. I've been in discussions with people that believe in free will. I've been in discussions with people that don't know what they believe the past few days. Here's my challenge to you. Here's something that no one has been able to do. Is to disprove total depravity. My challenge, this is an open challenge to whoever you may be. There are some guidelines, there are some requirements, those will be talked about in a few minutes. My open challenge to anyone on the YouTube community, and if you're on Facebook and watching this, the challenge is to you. If you're watching this video, no matter where you're watching it or no matter what medium you're watching it over, this challenge is for you. Disprove the doctrine of total depravity. Disprove that man's nature before regeneration is evil. Disprove that man's heart is deceitfully wicked and beyond cure. Jeremiah 17:9. Disprove the doctrine of total depravity. Show me, according to the Bible, where it says that we are naturally good. That we are inherently good. Prove to me that. The requirements. Requirement number 1. It is from the Bible. Requirement number 2. It is in context. It is not ripped out of context. I.e. 2 Peter 3:9. One that's ripped out of context all the time to use to prove free will. But here's the thing. I'm not asking you to prove to me that free will exists. If your argument to me is that free will exists, I will delete it. I will not read it. Because the problem is not in free will. The problem is in the nature of man. And that's what I'm asking you to disprove. I'm asking you to disprove the total depravity, the total sin nature of man according to the Bible. So, requirement number 1, it is according to the Bible, your argument. Requirement number 2, it's not ripped out of context. And requirement number 3, it's according to the Bible. The biggest problem in Christian circles today is that your final authority is your heart. Oh, we're not totally depraved because I do good all the time. I know it in my heart. Oh, we're not. We have free will because it's unfair that God should choose some and then send some to hell. It's unfair, it's unfair, it's unfair. If you believe that, it's because your heart is your final authority and the Bible is not your final authority. I was in a discussion. I seem a little steamed because I am a little steamed because I was in a discussion with someone that has no idea what they believe. They said to me, quote, I see free will in the Bible and not free will in the Bible. Meaning I see free will in the Bible and the absence of free will in the Bible. Which means, according to that person's translation of the Bible contradicts itself. But notice what I said, according to that person's translation of the Bible, which means it's not the Bible that contradicts itself, it's the faulty translation, it's the faulty interpretation of that person that makes the Bible contradict itself. Because so many people nowadays will not look at the Greek. There's a tool, blueletterbible.org, link is down there. It's an online concordance where you can look at the original Greek word. So many people don't do that. So many people do not do a proper exegesis of the scriptures. And they come out with faulty interpretations such as the one of the person I was talking to earlier today. That the Bible talks about free will and it also talks about the absence of free will. But here's the main thing. To prove free will, you have to prove that our nature is not a sin nature. And that is my challenge to you. Prove to me according to the Bible where it says that our nature is not totally depraved. Our nature is not sin nature. Prove to me that. And of course, anything you submit to me, whether by video or by text, I will study, I will look at. Unless, of course, it is you trying to prove that free will exists. Because the problem, again, is the nature of man. If the nature of man is inherently good, then free will could absolutely exist. We would just have to get past the point of our will superseding the will of God, which, actually, if we look at it, free will wouldn't exist. But anyways, the problem with free will is that our nature is evil. We will run to the darkness. John 3:19. This is the verdict. Light came into the world, but man loved darkness because their deeds were evil. Prove to me that our nature before regeneration is inherently good. I'm not talking about Adam. Adam and Eve, yes, they had, well, technically, no, they still didn't have a free will because their will couldn't supersede the will of God. But their nature was inherently good because they were not born under Adam and Eve. So don't bring me arguments about Adam and Eve, because I will shoot those down in a second. Bring me arguments as to why my nature and your nature before regeneration was inherently good, according to the Bible. Not according to your heart, only according to the Bible. Sola Scriptura. Scriptures alone. Until next time, this is Heart of Flesh One, praying that the Lord of peace himself give you peace in all times, in every way. The Lord be with you all. God bless.